Hi guys, welcome to my 6th reading review this week. Today I'm going to be reviewing The Great Gatsby by F Scott Fitzgerald. Francis Scott Key Fitzgerald is an American novelist, essayist, and short story writer. He became a cultural icon of the jazz age because of how well he represented the times during the Roaring Twenties. Many people though seem to believe that F Scott Fitzgerald did not write The Great Gatsby and stole his wife, Zelda Fitzgerald's, diary entries. There's no solid, concrete proof that this may be true, but it's a very popular speculation when it comes to The Great Gatsby. This book is mainly a tragedy novel accompanied by many different subgenres like social satire, romance, historical fiction, and more. The main plot in this novel revolves around tragedy, so it's the main genre, but with the other important concepts in the story, other subgenres also play a big role for you to be able to understand the story better. The target audience for The Great Gatsby are classic literature readers who want to learn more about the Roaring Twenties or the American Dream. There's no specific age demographic, but I would say it's probably 17 plus because of the writing style and how it's a little difficult to understand. But for the main themes in the book, I'd say most teenagers are in the age-appropriate demographic to read The Great Gatsby. Our narrator Nick Carraway lives in an up-and-coming town called West Egg that is described as New Money. Nick has a cousin named Daisy Buchanan who lives across the bay in the east, which is known as the Old Money Town. Nick lives right next door to a colossal mansion where a man that goes by Gatsby throws lavish parties every weekend, and Nick soon finds out that Gatsby has some sort of connection with his cousin Daisy. The Great Gatsby is divided into 9 chapters with no specific structure to it. The pacing in the beginning, in my opinion, was kind of slow, and it continuously picked up, and around the end, it was shocking and a little bit faster. The fact it was shocking and quick at the end makes sense since it's a tragedy novel, so its pacing and genre match pretty well. Going into this book, I was expecting what I got. The book was released in the 1920s, so I was expecting to be a little confused with the writing, which did happen, but it wasn't extremely hard to understand. For my final rating, I'd give this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was good, but I wasn't insanely impressed. I feel like it was a little random at first, but I feel like if I reread it in like a year's time, I could understand it more in depth. I learned about the jazz age during the 1920s, and I learned about the Roaring Twenties. This book uses different vocabulary than books now, but it's a nice switch to see how the writing used to be. Most classics are a little hard to understand and get into, so I think I would want to try to and read more after this. Now for the final touches, which will be right here. The plot, I gave it a 7 out of 10. I was kind of confused at first what the plot was here, but the plot in this book is about our narrator Nick getting to know a man named Gatsby who throws very big parties every weekend to win back his one true love. I really like the idea of the second chance at love, but I wasn't wildly amazed at the plot. For writing and vocabulary used, I gave it a 9 out of 10. The writing is most definitely different than all the other books that I've rated because of the fact that this book was released 100 years ago. But even then, I feel as if the book still had good writing and I did learn a couple of new vocabulary words as well. For detail, I gave this book a 9 out of 10. There was so much detail in this book, sometimes I thought there was a little bit too much. I really got to visualize a lot of settings and stuff like that through the details, which I feel like is something I pine for in books. For characters and development, I gave it a 9 out of 10. I think the characters were very well described and portrayed in the book. Gatsby's obsessiveness towards Daisy was so very obvious and written well, so I feel like the emotions got through within the book. For the ending, I gave this book a 8 out of 10. This book's been out long enough where I don't think it'd matter if I spoiled it, but I'll still put a warning here. So here's your spoiler warning. At the end of The Great Gatsby, Jay Gatsby dies from a gunshot at his home by his pool. I've seen a lot of discourse on this as well, and I can agree when people say that his death symbolizes the unobtainable American dream Gatsby had for him and Daisy. Nick organizes Gatsby's funeral, and while that's going on, we can see that Daisy and her husband move away to Chicago after everything that's happened with her first love. He had an unrealistic expectation for Daisy and wanted her to leave her husband, and she knew she couldn't and would never do that. I really did like this ending, and I really enjoyed it. Since we're finished with the spoilers now, for quote, I feel like I was a little too confused to think about quotes. The writing did make me question some sentences, but I don't mean that in a bad way. I just myself was a little confused. The writing is nice though, but I just couldn't figure out a quote to share. Overall, I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. After finishing the book, I immediately watched the movie that was released in 2013 And I think it kind of helped me understand a couple of things from the book that I didn't understand when I first read it. It was mostly the settings in which the characters were in that I didn't understand the first time, but the movie helped me understand it, and it portrayed the book pretty well, which I think most film adaptations don't really do well in. Overall, I don't mind this book at all. It was pretty good, and my experience with it was also very nice. That's it for today's video. After this, there are 2 more videos coming out this week. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching.
Bye.